Get in the game with William Hill, the place for fans who want a little more out of the games they love. Go to WilliamHill.com or download the app, register, and get your bet down. Bet spreads, parlays, in-play, and more using William Hill's simple and safe deposit and withdrawal methods. And now William Hill has a sign-up offer that can't be beat. Get up to a $500 free bet on your first deposit by signing up today with promo code PIKE500. That's a free bet up to $500 just by signing up and making your first deposit with promo code PIKE500 with William Hill. Get in the game with William Hill. New customers only, must be at least 21 years old. Terms and conditions apply. Problem gambler, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome to Turnpike Sports. I'm Dave Weishuttle, and as always, I'm joined by my producer and co-host, Doug Weishuttle. Doug, I think I need more Wednesday NFL football in my life. It was a little weird starting off with watching it, but kind of got into it. Terrible football, though. Very sloppy, but...
Well, they called it the longest week in NFL history.
Yeah, it certainly
was week 12, and it ended on a Wednesday.
Well, it was certainly a long week for the Steelers and the Ravens, certainly that. But
I have to admit, it was weird. A 3:40 start time, and I understand it was because of the tree lighting
in New York City and in Rockefeller Center.
Yeah. And usually the NFL doesn't, make room for anybody. But I guess, nice gesture by the NFL. It didn't hurt the ratings. I'll tell you, the ratings reports coming out for that game. Ratings for Ravens Steelers on NBC from 3:41 to 6:46 p.m. East Coast time. That's when the game happened.
Okay.
Averaged 11.4 million viewers.
Wow.
That's streaming plus the TV. TV only was 10.8 million, making it the most watched weekday afternoon show of 2020.
That was well, look, there was nothing else on. I mean,
that's true.
That's 3:40. You said it started.
3:40.
What else was on TV?
3:41 was the kickoff.
Yeah,
so,
but that was actually appointment viewing because I wanted to see 3:40 Wednesday afternoon NFL football, which was very odd, very strange. But I got into it. I got into it as the game.
Well, you also had your bet going too.
Yeah, no, I took the Steelers earlier. It seems like forever ago, but earlier in the week when they were only a 3.5-point favorite. Then the news came out where Lamar Jackson wasn't playing, and I guess it went up to about Steelers were favored by 10.
Yeah, at kickoff.
But I lucked out on that bet.
No, well, without.
I shouldn't say I lucked out on that bet because I was terrible because of COVID and things like that. But If I'm looking at, I was surprised that it went up that high, but I was fortunate enough to have the 3.5.
Well, if you think about it, as soon as Lamar Jackson was rolled out and you had a RG3 who hadn't played in a while. And
who actually looked pretty good.
Well, the other guy, McSorley.
Yeah, from Penn State.
Who came in because RG3 got hurt. He actually looked decent in what he was doing. I mean, there really wasn't much for him to do. That he got lucky on that one long touchdown pass because of bad coverage.
One hell of a touchdown pass.
Yeah, but no, it actually ended up being a decent game towards the end when everybody, when the Ravens started to make it a little closer.
Yeah, it was strange to watch, but
And we mentioned the tree lighting in New York City. They should thank the NFL again because they had their highest ratings. 7.4 million people watched the tree lighting after the game.
Okay,
so. NFL helps everybody.
Absolutely. Well, we got a great show coming up for you. We have our NFL picks later on. We have the Turnpike Sports Book Report where we talk about what's going on, the sports books across the country. And for all you poker fans out there, I'm going to be talking with the World Poker Tour Executive Tour Director, Matt Savage. He's going to tell us all about the World Poker Tour Online Poker Open main event being held from December 27th to the 29th. And people, it has a $1 million prize pool, so you're going to want all the information on that tournament. It's been a busy week in sports, so let's take a trip down the Turnpike. Today's trip down the Turnpike is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
Exit 1.
Okay, one of the things I've been noticing a lot of lately are the special purpose acquisition corporations or companies. SPACs, SPACs, whatever you want to call them.
You're getting into the legal weeds now for a lot of people out there. So
well, it's not
you
illegal,
might have to.
It's not legal. It's business.
Yeah, of course it's business. But you might want to explain a little more.
It goes it goes a little beyond what we're going to be talking about. But in terms of a special purpose acquisition company,
Yep.
It's formed by a bunch of different companies and or individuals to generate investment into another business opportunity where they can also go public quicker.
Okay, so
It's got an IPO mixed in with it.
If I'm Joe X Sports Betting Company, I get involved with the special,
the SPAC,
the special
special purpose acquisition company.
And I get involved with that. That allows me to go public.
At some point,
At
if
some point.
that's your goal.
If that's, yeah.
And also you have a certain amount of time to do it. They're usually formed for 12 to 24 months. At the end of the time period of the existence of the SPAC, usually all the money goes back to the investors. No harm, no foul, and there's no company anymore.
Okay. Everyone got that out there? Good.
So what is going on? Remember earlier we had Bally's and Sinclair Broadcasting do a deal for the Fox regional sports networks?
Yes.
And they're going to rename them all Bally Sports.
Okay.
The one network that was not included in this deal was the Marquee Sports Network.
All right.
Two reasons. One, mainly, is because Sinclair didn't own it completely. Marquee Sports Network is co-owned by the Cubs. So Sinclair has to deal with Bally's to do the regional sports networks. They left out the Marquee Sports Network because it wasn't wholly owned by Sinclair. They couldn't make the deal for it.
Okay.
Now we know the other reason why. The Cubs and Sinclair are trying to form this SPAC called the Marquee Rain Acquisition Corp because it's part of the companies that are forming it is let me get the name of the bank right before I say this, the Rain Group, which is a global merchant bank, which specializes in this stuff.
Okay, so just so everyone's following, the Cubs and Marquee.
Cubs and Sinclair.
Okay, Cubs and...
Which are the owners of the Marquee Sports Network.
All right.
Let me simplify it. Marquee Sports Network and the Rain Group are forming an SPAC, basically.
Okay. All right.
What their goal is to be very aggressive, not only in the sports industry, but also the sports betting industry. The overall goal here is to create the Bally Sports Network.
Okay.
Is what's being implied in all this information here. They're trying right now. You can only get the Sinclair regional sports networks if you have a subscription to a provider. What this is going to be doing is taking the Bally Sports idea of sports and betting, and they're going to create their own network where you have to subscribe to it yourself. You don't need to do it through a provider. They're going to create an app. They're going to create a network. It's going to be individual.
Okay.
So that is basically what we're going to be seeing here. We're going to see another network that's coming out with sports betting and sports intertwined. What they had planned on doing with Bally Sports with all the other regional sports networks, now it comes into more focus here. The Cubs are going to be part of this as well.
That's interesting.
Especially in the Midwest.
A lot of eyes are going to be on this, especially when there's a sports team involved. Other sports teams love having their own networks and things like that. So I'm sure other teams are going to be looking at this closely.
Well, the Yankees right now are pushing for online sports betting in New York.
Sure.
And if that goes through, they have the inside track to get a sports book in Yankee Stadium.
Very interesting, yeah.
So,
and of course, you're talking about networks. They have the Yes Network. I'm
exactly.
curious to see how that ties in.
You may see a copycat.
That's what I mean. Everyone's going to be looking at this. And everyone's going to be looking at this deal to see how they can do it and, all the regulations, see how it's done properly and things like that.
This is a proving ground.
Yeah, it is. It is.
We also have
it's a blueprint. It could be a blueprint if it's done well.
We also have Fubo TV, the streaming network. They just bought another organization which allowed them to do sports betting through their network as well.
Interesting.
So that'll be fun to watch. The other big news in terms of these SPACs, I don't know if this really falls under an SPAC conversation or a SPAC or whatever you want to call this thing, but it has to do with going public, and that's Flutter.
All right.
Flutter purchased the rest of the shares that they had the opportunity to buy for FanDuel Group.
Wow. Okay.
They have about 95%. The only other shareholder left in there is Boyd Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
But right now it's totally owned by Flutter. In July of 2021, Fox Sports has the opportunity to buy up to 18.5% of FanDuel.
Okay.
So everyone is looking at FanDuel maybe doing the going public route now too.
Interesting.
So it's something to watch in terms of the business, in terms of something to watch stock, and also in your investing. Right now, they're valued at, after this FanDuel purchase, they are valued at $11.2 billion.
Who's valued at?
FanDuel.
Okay.
As compared to DraftKings, who are now $20.3 billion. Oh, okay. So we may be seeing FanDuel going public soon at some point.
Well, look, if DraftKings went public, FanDuel's going to go public.
Oh, yeah.
Exit 2.
Okay, what do you do when you're a multi-platinum record-selling rap artist who has deals with PlayStation, General Mills, McDonald's, and has a hard seltzer in the works with Anheuser-Busch? What do you do after all that? And also making the 30 under 30 Forbes list.
Wow.
What's a 28-year-old rap artist to do?
28-year-old? Boy, oh, man.
He has a virtual concert inside a Fortnite game.
Who does? Who's the guy?
The rapper is Travis Scott.
Okay.
Now, I had mentioned this to you when we were doing some show prep for some of the rundown here. Okay. Travis Scott, the McDonald's deal. I didn't know anything about this when I was seeing it on the marquee. We were driving by a couple of McDonald's. They had the Travis Scott meal.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was.
I didn't know who Travis Scott was, and that's on me because I'm not a big rap artist fan. I'm aware of certain things, certain rap artists.
But you became aware of him when he got involved with the eSports aspect of it.
He's been involved with eSports. He's got a $20 million deal with PlayStation.
Wow. Boy.
But this is what was interesting. He had a concert, a virtual concert, and if you've actually seen the commercials for the McDonald's meal that he does, he's got a virtual avatar doing the commercial.
Okay.
So what they did with that avatar, they inserted him into the Fortnite realm. And they had a concert just for the Fortnite players.
Now, the concert for the Fortnite players, did they have to buy a ticket for that?
No, if you were a Fortnite person, you were already subscribed to the game.
Oh, okay. So great.
So they had it for that. And
great.
Audience levels. 27.7 million unique players watched the concert.
That's impressive.
12.3 million concurrent users were participating in-game while the concert was going on. So they were playing and watching and playing, however you want to do it. But he grossed $20 million from the one concert alone.
Wow, that's impressive.
Now, I can't say he made $20 million because it's gross. Yeah. And then it also includes merchandise sales. It includes paying for how everything was done. But, again, he's got deals with this guy is like the brand whisperer.
Okay.
He's
involved with everything.
Epic Games.
Good.
We got the PlayStation deal coming up. That's going to earn him another $20 million. He's had a multi-platinum album, Astro World. He's also earned over $100 million between the album and his singles, especially this one called Sicko Mode. I guess I got to go listen to it because I don't know what it sounds like, to be honest with everybody. And he's got the General Mills. I don't know if it's a cereal deal or something else, but he's got a General Mills deal. And then he's got the McDonald's deal.
Wow. Okay.
So
I'm curious to see how this concert was viewed. I mean,
I've seen screenshots.
I haven't seen I mean, when they were playing the game, was it like a little caption inside, like a window within a window kind of thing, or how'd that work?
I would assume they had the ability to do window and window, or flip between the two screens.
Yeah, I was wondering how you can continue playing Fortnite while watching the concert.
I'm sure it was also you could hear it while you're playing.
I would guess you could.
Because a lot of the kids listen to music anyway when they're playing these games.
Sure,
Might as well listen to a real concert going on.
Actually going on inside the game.
I hope they do more of these because that's a nice, unique feature of some of these esports games.
It's very cool. Very cool.
Exit 3.
Going to shift gears and talk a little golf.
All right.
We don't talk too much golf.
No, we don't. We should because I enjoy betting on it. I enjoyed the match a couple weeks ago. Even though I didn't win any money on it, it was terrible for me, but it was an interesting thing to watch. Golf for fantasy has been huge. Golf for betting has been huge. So I think golf is really emerging as a great sport to, for fantasy and for betting.
And when we talk about it, it's usually because a fantasy company did a deal with a player or a tour, and same thing with a betting company. I know DraftKings just did the deal with Bryson DeChambeau.
Yep.
And, it's interesting. We talk about it in a business sense, and we've got more business to talk about here because the PGA Tour and the European Tour just created a strategic alliance between these two tours.
Yeah, I can't believe they haven't done this earlier. There's so many, I watch these tournaments, these PGA tournaments and things like that, and it's just a melting pot of people from different countries. I can't believe they haven't done this partnership before.
Well, they've been talking about it.
Yeah.
But what spurred this on was the European Tour was hit hard by COVID. They lost a lot of prize money, a lot of sponsorships. They didn't have a lot of events. And that sped up the talks because they've been talking about this for a couple of years now.
It makes sense to do.
It
really makes sense.
According to the release from the PGA Tour, this is going to create a significant new era for the game of golf in terms of a global sense.
Good.
They're talking about not only where the PGA Tour is going to help with the events that the European Tour is doing, and PGA Tour took a ownership stake in the European Tour, as a matter of fact. I think it was 19%. Mm-hmm. They're looking at trying to do a global tour.
Okay.
Not just United States tours, not just I guess it'd be like a Ryder Cup where all the different countries play against each other.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something unique in terms of a stance on worldwide golf, not just national golf. Okay. This is actually not the first time we're seeing this. A year ago to the day this partnership was announced between the PGA and European tours, you had the Ladies European Tour had a joint venture with the LPGA tour.
Okay,
so
right.
there's
possibility like
for
I
that
said,
there.
It makes sense. I mean, when you watch a tournament, it's from people from all around the world. It just doesn't make sense that they've been operating separately and independently. It'll be such a great thing for the players and any people who are viewing to get these two tours together and have a strategic partnership.
Well, think about the money to be made in broadcast rights.
Oh, sure.
And now also streaming rights and data rights for sports betting.
Yeah, no,
I
absolutely.
mean, PGA Tour is going to actually help save golf in terms of European Tour time. The other thing, this was done. This deal was announced a couple of months, and I guess this is also what spurred it on a little bit too. The announcement of the World Golf Group.
Okay.
Which is a premier golf league where 48 international players will compete in an 18-event season around the globe for a prize fund of $240 million.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that.
So we're seeing the possibility of 2 global tours for golf now.
Great. I think it's great. I think it's great for the sport. I think it's great for the people who are fans of golf.
Exit 4.
Okay, for people who are waiting on the Washington football team, I already misspoke it already. The Washington football team to have a new name, don't hold your breath.
Really? What's going on with them? I mean, are they usually when there's a team, it's not a new team, but when there's a chance of a name change or they need a name, they give it out to the fans. Any fan voting stuff out of that? I haven't heard a word about this.
This has more to do with trademark battles.
Oh, well, they're fighting trademarks?
Well, nothing yet right now because, again, it's the process. A lot of people don't understand how a team changes its name. The team, once it decides on the name, has to submit it to the NFL for approval.
Okay.
Before the season begins.
All right.
And if they don't have a name right away, they have to wait until they get the name before they can promote it or put it in front of the NFL, and once the NFL gives the approval for it, that's when you can start putting things in motion to change everything.
So does the NFL have to approve the name and also the logos involved? I
Everything.
guess they'd have to approve everything. Okay. All right.
So what's going on here is, according to the Washington football team, expect 2021's team to have Washington football team as their name. Nothing's going to change right now.
All right.
Unless something could change real quick, but right now, expect the 2021 Washington football team to be the name until something changes. Could also change at some point. They've also brought this up. This is what they're looking at. The two favorites right now. The Washington Football Club, which makes it sound like a soccer team.
Yeah.
Or the Washington Red Wolves.
I heard another one. I heard Red Tails.
That's up there too.
I've heard that one. I didn't hear the Red Wolves thing, but I guess they're trying to stick with the word red in it. Is that what they're doing?
They're trying not to change the colors.
Okay. Well, they don't have to change the colors with,
Well, if you have Red Wolves or what if
Red Tails, I guess
exactly.
So,
but what's going on is there's a lot of people when the Redskins name was dropped, or they were talking about dropping the Redskins name over the last couple of years here, people went out and started trademarking names.
Oh, they just started.
They did intent to use trademarks.
Okay.
And since if the mark didn't have a pre-registered mark in the trademark office, you're going to get the intent to use.
All right.
Because you have extension upon extension upon extension before you actually have to use it to get the mark itself. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have basically a 3 to 6 month period when you file the application before you get a ruling one way or the other. And then if you do get the intent to use approval, you have 6 times 6 months. 36 months of extensions you can file.
Okay.
So 3 more years.
All right.
So what's going on here
I'm surprised that the Washington football team, the ownership, didn't start filing intent to use just to kind of, reserve some names for themselves.
Well, a lot of these were filed when Snyder was being obstinate about changing the name.
So this was when they still had their old name.
Exactly.
And a lot of people thought they would have to change their name, so they started doing that.
People filed these even intent to use trademarks before this really started happening.
Okay.
One guy is basically the one stumbling block right now. A guy named Martin McCauley. You can look it up in the trademark office. He has 44 trademarks filed.
Wow.
That would refer to a Washington football team name.
Okay, all right.
So it's actually interesting. The one they actually chose, or the one they want, supposedly under the table, no one's really saying it or confirming it, Red Wolves, is already in court right now being battled out.
Okay.
Between Arkansas State University and the pro soccer team Chattanooga. Both are named the Red Wolves.
All right, and they're
neither of them have trademarks, by the way.
Okay, so what do they claim?
It's common law trademark.
Common law trademark. Okay.
Because the logos are almost exactly alike.
Look, the
names are exactly alike.
I was about to say that this is all about selling T-shirts and selling merchandise. And
I like to put it as this is all about the team identity.
Yeah.
But it's about they want to get this name possibly. And I took a look overseas. They can bet on this. We can't do it in the United States. Red Wolves is the favorite, according to several overseas bookmakers. So you got Red Wolves, Red Tails. Warriors is up there, too.
All right.
Which actually could be interesting. I guess they can keep the Indian motif with Warriors.
I don't even know if they want to even try that.
I don't know.
Probably not a good idea.
But we'll see what happens. But again, it's a matter of getting getting the name, then trademark, then the color design, the team uniform design, presenting it all to the NFL. Then the NFL has to approve it. According to the football team itself, don't expect anything before 2022, maybe.
All right. And today's trip down the Turnpike was brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
And as always, you can get in touch with Turnpike Sports by calling or texting us at 609-512-5910. That's 609-512-5910. At Turnpike Sports is the show's handle on Facebook and Twitter. At Turnpike Sports Radio is our handle on Instagram. And as always, our email address is info@turnpikesportsradio.com. And don't forget, you can listen to the show via Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, radio.com mobile app, as well as Stitcher and YouTube. You can also watch us on your smart TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. Head on over to turnpikesports.net. You'll be able to watch our video channel there.
And we got a great show coming up for you later on. We'll have our NFL picks. Then we're going to have our Turnpike Sports Book Report, where we talk about what's going on, the sports books across the country. But coming up, I'm going to be talking with the World Poker Tour Executive Tour Director, Matt Savage. He's going to tell us all about the World Poker Tour Online Poker Open main event being held from December 27th to the 29th. And it's got a $1 million prize pool, so you're going to want to stick around and get all the information on that one. Matt Savage coming up right after this on Turnpike Sports.
Is your bathroom looking old and worn out? Want to update it, but you don't know where to start? Then let BCI Bath & Shower show you how to turn that old bath into an aisle of beauty and functionality. Our residential bathroom solutions provide the best value on the market, and our customer service is second to none. Our cost-effective BCI Bath & Shower family of products has what you need.
Remodeling our bathroom was a big decision for us.
They didn't make a mess out of our house at all. And at the end of the day, we had a beautiful new bathroom. And it was a great experience the whole way through.
We have the best monthly payment programs in the industry, with payments as low as $68 per month, or no interest, no payments for 18 months. That's right. Get the bathroom of your dreams now and pay for it in 2021. Call 1-800-462-5722 for a free no-obligation price quote. That's 1-800-462-5722. When you want quality bathroom products at a great price, it's got to be BCI Bath & Shower. That's 1-800-462-5722.
Attention Medicare recipients and anyone turning 65. Medicare has approved new benefits not included with original Medicare and older Medicare Advantage plans. You may not be getting all of the benefits you're entitled to, including in-home aids, telephone appointments with your doctors, home-delivered meals and prescriptions. These benefits may be available, and it's a free call to enroll. The new plans may also offer free eyeglasses, free hearing aids, free wellness visits, and gym memberships. Call the Medicare benefits line now. It's easy. Call 800-217-1797. 800-217-1797. Find out if you're eligible for new benefits like meal and prescription delivery, in-home aids, and telemedicine. Some plans may have a $0 monthly premium or zero copays for big out-of-pocket savings. Not all Medicare Advantage plans are alike. The new plans have more benefits for many people. Call 800-217-1797. 800-217-1797. 800-217-1797.
Welcome back to Turnpike Sports. When I think of great poker, I think of the World Poker Tour. Everyone can agree that this has been a challenging year for the poker industry, but the World Poker Tour has come through with some amazing events throughout this year. And they've done it again because coming up at the end of December, they're going to hold the first ever WPT Online Poker Open main event. And to tell us all about it, we have World Poker Tour Executive Tour Director Matt Savage on the line. Matt, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be back.
No, it's great having you. And like I said, it's been a challenging year for the poker industry, but WPT has really had some absolutely great events through the year. And I think I told you off air that, you know, for a guy sitting here in New Jersey, I can tell you those events kept a lot of people sane. So thanks a lot for the WPT. You guys were great this year. But give us a little bit of a recap. Give us a little bit of a recap of the online events WPT held in 2020.
There's been a lot. You know, we do a lot now with Club WPT. I've been doing a lot of streaming myself and keeping busy with that. But with our online poker program in New Jersey, with the PartyPoker US Network, it's been really good as well. And obviously with the International Party Poker Network, we've been doing a lot with them as well too. So we've had 5 winners already come off of Party Poker, and now we're looking forward to our first one coming out of New Jersey on the US Party Poker Network.
You know, like you said, a lot of these online events were made possible with your partnership with Party Poker. Tell us a little bit about that partnership and what that means for the online players.
Well, obviously people haven't had an opportunity to get out. And, we, as a company, WPT, do so much to try and, promote great champions and have some semblance of a normal year, with all this going on with COVID-19 and the pandemic. But so we've been lucky. We've been fortunate to have great partners with Party Poker and the U.S. Party Poker Network to, be able to do some things that we aren't or haven't been able to do in the past in the live realm. So it's been good for us. It's been exciting for us to be able to do that, and we're really thankful that we have those partners.
Over the last year, I've talked with you, I've talked with Adam Pliska, and what World Poker Tour has done for online poker is just amazing. I'm curious, when creating these online events like you have in the past and like the event that we're going to talk about here, what is your main goal and strategy when organizing these events? I mean, what do you want people to experience when they sign up for a World Poker Tour online event?
Well, the first thing for me is, I'm a tournament guy. So
yeah.
I, want it to be a good structured tournament. I want it to mean something, and I want it to be, when you see a lot of these online tournaments, maybe the structures aren't that good and the prestige is not as much as maybe you'd see from a live tournament. But I think that the ones that we've done, we kind of gave a little bit of spotlight to it. We do some live streaming with it. We really want to promote those players as champions. And, the fact that we did do those events on Party Poker, 6 main event champions, and, they're added to our tournament champions. So we really want to promote those players as we would any live event. So I think that the promotion of the players, making sure that, they know that they are winning a prestigious title, even though it's online and not usually what we do with the World Poker Tour, is what we really have aimed to do. And I think we've accomplished that. We do the interviews with them after they've won and really try and promote them and make sure that they feel special and know that they are special to the World Poker Tour.
And once again, the World Poker Tour has created another incredible online event. This time it's called the WPT Online Poker Open main event. First off, what are the dates for this event?
Well, that's a good question. I have to look that up.
I have them right here. December 27th
there you go.
to
Read it off to me.
December 27th to the 29th, an incredible event called the World Poker Tour Online Poker Open main event.
Okay, good. Threw me a curve there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I had to look it up.
Well, let me ask you something. Again, it's December 27th to the 29th, and where can people go and register and play this event? I mean, which website can people go check this out and play?
Well, you have to be in New Jersey, so it's a New Jersey event. So we want to make sure that people know that they have to be there. It's located in New Jersey to play. So the state of New Jersey, and people have actually traveled there from New York and from the East Coast. Being safe, it's a difficult time to travel as well, and we understand that. But the fact that we have so many players in that area has been really fortunate for us. So we know that we have a good customer base there, and we know that people have traveled there to play those events. And people, great champions like Ari Engel, will go up there. And then that's one of the things that's maybe a draw for some people, that a lot of the top pros will be traveling to that event. Mm-hmm. So the field will be nice. A lot of times you play these events and you're playing against the top online wizards. And I think that, in that area I don't want to say it's going to be a softer field, but it just might be.
I can tell you, I know a lot of people travel from New York and Pennsylvania. They travel and they sit in parking lots and service stations, and they're playing poker online. So it's been an interesting time. I mean, but for people who sign up, what kind of a buy-in are we talking about for the players?
Well, this is a little bit smaller than we normally do for our main events. We generally, on the live tour, it's a minimum of a $3,500 buy-in. So That's what we're going to do here. We're going to have a buy-in that's reasonable. We have buy-ins, as much as $25,000 in our Tournament of Champions Club. So we're excited that we're going to have some small buy-in satellites for people to win their way into this event. And yes, it's going to be a big buy-in for us, and it's going to be $1 million, but it's going to be one of our first online championship in the state of New Jersey, and obviously in the United States as well. So we're excited about that and looking forward to it.
You know, one of the incredible things about the World Poker Tour events is the incredible prize pool. I mean, you just mentioned it. I mean, $1 million prize pool, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, what other things do people have a chance of winning if they play on the WPT Online Poker Open main event?
Well, we're going to, obviously support it the way that we always do. We're going to have the Baccarat Crystal for the winner. And in addition to that, the person will win his way into the season-ending Tournament of Champions, which we're looking forward to hosting once we can in the live arena. And what that is we always have added money to that. We have all of the champions from all of the tournaments around the world, like numbering about 250 now. They come in, they have a special event here in Las Vegas. And what we do for that is really promote those players and try and build up the fact that if you are a WPT champion, you are a part of an exclusive club that has been generated from 19 seasons on the World Poker Tour. And it's something that the players that have won it already really look forward to. In addition to that, we do have the Big Bang Fusion watch from Hublot for the winner of that event. And so we're excited that we are able to award that to our champion online as well. And we'll also live stream that. So again, we can promote those players and show them they really belong in the Tournament of Champions and in the WPT Champions Club.
You know, what's incredible is winning that seat at the WPT Tournament of Champions. I mean, that's a $15,000 seat. Am I right about that?
Yes, it's a $15,000 seat into that event. And, even though the dates aren't announced as of yet, it will be a good one. So we hope that it'll be sometime early next year. And, we're looking forward to getting back out there on the live felt as well. So, it really will be great to have that person that wins the online event give them the chance to have that live experience. I feel like most of the players that do play online also play live, so it's not going to be something that they're going to be out of their element. Maybe a lot of times people that go from the live realm to online are a little bit out of their element, but I feel like, players that play online play both live and online.
Tell us a little something about the format of the World Poker Tour Online Poker Open main event. When they go there December 27th to the 29th, what can people expect with regard to the format and the schedule during those 3 days?
Well, we're looking forward to it's going to start in the evening because we know that people have jobs, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to start in the evening. And I think that it's going to play around 12 hours the first day. I've been involved with scheduling the structure with Ray Stefanelli out there and Sam Cariotti from the World Poker Tour. And we want it to not be too late into the night. So, again, we know that people have jobs. We'll come back for a day two. Yep. And then day two will play down to a final table. And then the final table will be on that 29th date. And they'll come back. We're going to have a live stream, and we're going to, make it, like I said, special for those people that are on that final table.
Now, you mentioned it before. People can also play in satellites leading up to the main event. Is that correct? And how do people get involved with the satellites?
That is correct. Yeah. So, again, those will be played on the US PartyPoker Network. So you have to check out the schedule that's going to be online. But a lot of the players that are in that event, I think you're going to have over 100 for sure, winning in their way through online satellites. In talking to Ray, I know that he knows that I feel very strongly about the fact that those players have to come in and have a chance to win that event. And so we are really focusing on getting people in through satellites. And I think that the program that they have set up, as you'll see in the lobby, will, provide that opportunity for a lot of smaller buy-in players to get in there.
I'm looking at your press release about the satellites, and some of these satellites are starting at $5, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, again, you don't really get those opportunities in the live world because you can't really run these tournaments at that level to try and get people into these events. So online provides us a really good opportunity to do that. And we look forward to it in the future where we're going to be having some online winners win their way into the live events as well. We do that through Club WPT already. And so it's been a real great opportunity to meet a lot of people that we haven't seen out there on the live felt as well. So yes, for $5, you can win your way into that tournament and become a WPT champion.
That's amazing. We always get questions here at the show about, we're not playing in the live event, but we want to watch it. And you alluded to that you're streaming some aspects of this event. Tell us about what you're streaming and how can people check out the live stream from the WPT Online Poker main event.
Well, we do it through Twitch. We do it on World Poker Tour on Twitch, and you'll see that we will make several announcements through our Twitter and through our social media to when that event will actually be taking place. And what we do is we have myself, Tony Dunst, Lynn Gilmartin, and Vince Van Patten come in there, and we promote it as if it was just a live show. And so you'll see that you get the opportunity to have the great commentary team of Lynn, Vince, and Tony, and myself. And we come on there, and again, just follow the action. We don't get to see the whole cards, but we do follow it on a slight delay. And we will, not only promote that event through the live stream, but then we'll also interview the champion and, get that out through all of our social media programs as well.
Now, when can people start signing up for the WPT Online Poker Open main event, and which website do they go to register?
That would be the U.S. PartyPoker Network. It's partnership with Borgata, and so you can go on to their U.S. PartyPoker Network and sign up for any of those satellites as long as you're in the state of New Jersey. And we, look forward to promoting those soon. I think that the satellite program has already begun.
Okay.
And we look forward to that. So.
Now, we've been talking about WPT's great online events, but most people know the WPT for their poker programming and shows. I know the pandemic has thrown production schedules out of whack for a lot of people. When it comes to programming, what is WPT doing now, and what can we expect from WPT in 2021?
Well, so we have 3 final tables that have been in limbo, and, unfortunately, we haven't been able to run those final tables. But our great partnership with Fox Sports Net has, understood that, right? They have, basically given us the opportunity to film some things, like we've done a cash game here in town at the Poker Go studio. And we were all set up to do the final tables actually today. They were supposed to be done today in the Poker Go studio, but they had to get pushed back. Our state of Nevada has, put some restrictions on us that weren't going to make it really feasible to do that. And the players that we have on those 3 final tables from the Gardens, Borgata, and the LA Poker Classic at the Commerce have been really, we've been fortunate. They've been great with us and not, push hard to force these guys to come play. So I think that a lot of the players that are at those tables are thinking about, not only, our production staff, but the World Poker Tour and also themselves. But they've been really good with us been working with us, and they want to play those events. They want to play those final tables. They want to be on TV. They want to have that opportunity at life-changing money. So they've kind of just, said, we'll pause, we'll wait and see as long, when we're going to be able to come back. Hopefully there'll be a vaccine coming out any day now. So we're looking forward to that. And then, we did have some protocols scheduled to take place on those tables that were supposed to happen today. And, we just had to push them back, unfortunately. So we look forward to getting back, on TV early next year. And, the shows that are currently airing are, the past season on the World Poker Tour on Fox Sports Net. So that's been, really good for us, the fact that we've been fortunate to be able to keep afloat, with the things that we're doing online and, make sure that we are ready to come back next year even stronger in our live realm as well.
As we hopefully come out of this pandemic soon, do you think WPT will continue with the online poker tournaments as live poker gets to full strength? Or what do you have planned with regard to online as we hopefully come out of this pandemic relatively soon?
Yeah, I think we've created an excellent opportunity, and we see that there is a passion for online poker as well as live poker. I always say that I think that the pandemic has made people appreciate the live poker world even more, and so they're going to come back out. And we've seen a lot of players that we haven't seen in the past playing online because there's nothing else to do. They're sitting at home, and they kind of missed playing live poker, so they're gone online. And so in the future, I believe that we're going to have some of these people that we haven't seen for a while come back out and play in the live world as well. So yes, I think that, we will continue running some online events alongside of our normally scheduled events, from our great partners around the country and around the world. And we've already ran some events. We just did an event in India. We're looking to do some events in Korea and in Asia that have already opened up. And I think that we will continue the online poker presence as well.
Matt, we're running out of time, but can you remind people again where they can sign up and register to play in the WPT Online Poker Open main event?
Yes, it's at PartyPoker US Network, and make sure you check that out. If you are on the East Coast and you can get to the state of New Jersey, please do. It's going to be a great event, and like I said, I think there's going to be a lot of satellite winners, giving people the opportunity to turn, it's been little as $5 into, hopefully hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Matt Savage, Executive Director of the World Poker Tour, thanks so much for coming on and telling us about the WPT Online Poker Open main event happening December 27th to the 29th. When World Poker Tour is involved, great poker is being played. So, Matt, please come back on and keep us updated about what's going on with the WPT.
You got it, and thanks so much.
Stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
Free stuff is awesome, but free stuff that will spice up your bedroom is even better. Just go to adamandeve.com and select almost any one item for 50% off, and then we'll load on the free stuff. Just enter this very exclusive code, BABE16 at checkout, and you'll get 10 tantalizing free gifts, including a sexy item for him, a special toy for her, and a third item you'll both enjoy. And 6 extra special bonus items that are sure to rev your engine, pique your curiosity, and even blow you away. Plus, free shipping! Always sent in discreet packaging. Go to adamandeve.com now. Get 50% off plus the 10 free gifts when you enter the exclusive offer code BABE16. That's BABE16, because without it, no free stuff. That's BABE16 at adamandeve.com.
Turnpike Sports is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com. And the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Pick segment is brought to you by William Hill in New Jersey. Football is back, and William Hill is celebrating the 2020 season with a great new welcome offer in New Jersey. Sign up with William Hill Online Sportsbook in New Jersey using our promo code PIKE500 to receive a free bet up to $500 with your first deposit of $50 or more. That's promo code PIKE500 for a free bet up to $500 with your first deposit of $50 or more at William Hill in New Jersey. Must be at least 21 years or older and in New Jersey. Terms and conditions apply. New customers only. Problem gambler? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Okay, we are entering, I believe it's week 14 of the NFL season.
Wow.
Just had a very interesting couple of weeks here with the delayed games, and you've actually you're on quite a run this.
I'm on a heater.
Yes, you are 3
In
weeks.
gambling terms, we call this a heater.
You're 3 weeks of 3-0.
Yeah, look at that, huh?
And after 39 games,
okay,
you are 26-13.
All right,
and I am 20-18-1. I finally hit the 20-game mark. I had 4 weeks of really bad. I don't want to say bad picks, but yeah, bad picks.
Well, you
I went
went
1-2, 0-3, 0-3, and this past week I ended up going 3-0.
Wow, great.
And so did you.
Yep.
I did a little math this morning. You are running at a 67% clip right now.
Wow, boy. I should be like those touts selling my picks. Yeah,
you
we're getting a lot of those on social media. Hey,
I love the guys that say they're hitting 85%,
oh my God, yeah.
90% of their picks.
Hitting 85%.
No, but I'm running at around 51%, and that's because of 4 bad weeks of picks.
Yep.
So this week we've got a couple good games coming up, and as always, we pick 3 games each. Point spread or the totals over-under, and we put them up on the Turnpike Sports blog, turnpikesportsradio.com. Click on the blog button. They'll be put up about an hour or so after this show is released. So last week, I went first.
Okay.
You will go first this time.
All right. I'll start with my first pick, the New England Patriots versus the Los Angeles Rams, who are 6 points favorite with an over-under of 44.5. I even wrote this down. This should be an interesting game. I mean, last week the New England Patriots scored over 40 points. I think they were 45, and not because of their offense. And I think this week they're playing a much better Los Angeles team in the Rams. I mean, they shouldn't make as many mistakes as the Chargers did. I mean, look, the New England Patriots offense is terrible, and the Los Angeles Rams offense is nothing to write home about. Get this, in their last 9 games, the Rams offense have hit the under 7 times. And like I said, certainly the Patriots offense is not the best in the league, but I think the Rams are going to win this one in a very low-scoring game, so I'm taking the under in this one.
Okay. Wasn't it just not too long ago everyone was talking about the Rams, but they've had a really good offense for the last couple of seasons?
I was very surprised. I mean, I like the Rams in this one. I like the under in this one. I just had to figure out why I like the under in this one. And like I said, when I saw the last 9 games of the Rams offense hitting the under 7 times, I jumped all over the under.
Well, my first game for this upcoming weekend's games features the other Los Angeles team.
Oh, okay.
The Atlanta Falcons, favored by 2.5, are going out to the Los Angeles Chargers. There's an over-under of 49.5.
Okay.
Ever since the Falcons fired Dan Quinn, and really, every week I hit on this, the Jets should take notice. The Falcons are now 4-3 straight up, and they're 4-3 against the spread, as a matter of fact. Their scoring is up a little bit, too. They're scoring just over 20 points a game for their last 7 games. So coaching changes do work, guys. If you want to go ahead and do something about that.
I'm shocked that Gase is still the head coach of the Jets. And he had the nerve to fire their defensive coordinator.
That's my problem with it. How does he get...
How does he get that power?
Yeah, exactly. How do the Johnsons, the president, and also the GM, Joe Douglas, allow that one? But anyway... shows how dysfunctional that front office is, and I get to enjoy that every season. The Chargers, wow. I don't know what's happened to the Chargers. They have won 1 game since the beginning of November. That was against the Jets.
Wow.
They're 0-6 against the spread in that time span as well. And the Falcons have won 3 of their last 5 games. The 2 losses came to New Orleans. Came against New Orleans only. So New Orleans seems to have some kind of magic spell against them. The Chargers lost their last 2 games by 20 or more points, and their last 4 or 5 by 5 points or more. The Falcons are 2.5-point favorites here. I like that spread. I think that might be low. It's probably going to go up a little bit more by game time, but I'm taking Atlanta minus 2.5.
You mentioned the Chargers. It was so interesting last week when they played the New England Patriots. Was that a complete team breakdown? The offense was terrible, the defense was terrible, and the special teams was terrible. It was just a complete team loss. Unbelievable. My next game is the Indianapolis Colts, who are favored by 2.5 versus the Las Vegas Raiders with an over-under of 50.5. We mentioned the Jets. Boy, did the Raiders eke out a win against the New York Jets, but I think they're facing a much better team this week in the Indianapolis Colts. Boy, that was a big what analysis on my part, huh?
I don't think the Colts are going to do a cover 0 at the end of the game like someone who did that.
But I think these are two teams that can put a lot of points on the board. I mean, in their last 8 games, the Colts have hit the over 6 times. And in their last 12 games, the Raiders are 8-3-1 when it comes to the over. I think that trend is going to continue with lots of points being scored. I'm taking the over in this game, over 50.5 points in the Colts-Raiders game.
Well, I did the exact same thing.
The exact over, too?
Yeah, I have a little different analysis because I was looking at the last 4 games by the Colts have gone over 50 points.
Oh, okay.
The last 4 of the Raiders' last 5 have also gone over 50 points.
Wow. Okay, great.
The over in their last 5 meetings is 4-1.
You know, that makes me feel good when you have the same pick but different analysis, but it still comes out the same pick.
Given my record of the last
great.
couple of weeks, anytime we have the same pick should make you nervous.
Okay. Can I change my pick?
Yeah, exactly. All right, go ahead.
My last game is the Houston Texans, who are favored by 1.5 versus the Chicago Bears with an over-under of 45.5. The Bears, I can't believe they lost that game last week against the Detroit Lions. It was I wasn't watching that game, but it had the points at the bottom of the other game I was watching, and it was just absolutely amazing to see the points add up with the Detroit Lions. But, hey, the Bears are on a 6-game losing streak, and they have lost their last 3 home games, and I think this is going to continue this week. I mean, in their last 5 games as an underdog, the Bears are 1-4 against the spread and frankly have played awful. I think that's going to continue this week. The Texans have a much better offense, which I think will allow them to win and cover this very small spread. So I'm taking the Houston Texans and laying the 1.5.
Okay. My last game. No, it's not the same game.
Oh, God, I had a look of fear in my eyes.
Dallas Cowboys are favored by 3.5 going to the Cincinnati Bengals. There's an over-under of 43.5. I always, once in a while, I get really too crazy with some stats here. Over the last 3 home games as underdogs, the Bengals have beaten the spread each time.
Interesting.
And the Cowboys are favored by more than a field goal here, but have lost 3 of their last 4 against the spread as road favorites. Think about that one, too. The Cowboys are also 2-9 against the spread all season, so they've been terrible.
Awful.
When Joe Burrow went down for the Bengals, I really thought they would play much worse, but they really haven't. They've actually maintained what they've been doing all through the season here. And they're not playing great. They're not playing bad. They're just playing right there in the middle with everybody. This I found really interesting. Dallas has only scored 20 points or more just once over their last 6 games.
Wow.
The Bengals have only scored more than 15 points once in their last 4. So both offenses are not doing well. I just, looking at every single trend I've been looking at here, I'm doing the under 43.5 in this game.
Wow.
I just think that's too high.
Yeah, probably.
So let's recap.
Oh, okay. I'm taking the under 44.5 in the Patriots-Rams game. I'm taking the over 50.5 in the Colts-Raiders game. And I'm taking the Houston Texans laying a 1.5 versus the Chicago Bears.
And I am doing Atlanta with by 2.5 over the Chargers. I'm also doing the over 50.5 in the Colts-Raiders game. And I am doing the under 43.5 in the Dallas-Cincinnati game. As always, these picks will be put up on the Turnpike Sports blog. Head on over to turnpikesportsradio.com. Click on the blog button, and they'll be put up about an hour or so after the show airs. As always, feel free to comment on the blog about the picks. Email us about the picks, info@turnpikesportsradio.com. You can also hit us up on Twitter and Facebook, or Fitter and Tastebook, however you want to say it. I think I messed some of that up. Turnpike Sports is the handle for those 2 social media outlets. Turnpike Sports Radio is our handle on Instagram as well. So feel free to reach out and make fun, comment, suggest.
Coming up, we're going to have the book report, so stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good. but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With private healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-231-9279. That's 800-231-9279. 800-231-9279.
Tax Solutions Now is a complimentary referral service that connects callers to companies that provide tax services.
Money matters. If you owe thousands in back taxes to the IRS, how much can Tax Solutions Now save you?
I paid less than I owe.
That's right. Money matters. So call Tax Solutions Now and get the IRS off your back. Since 2014, Tax Solutions Now has been a leader in the tax resolution industry. Remove wage garnishments, property liens, fines, and penalties. Qualify for the Fresh Start program or even uncollectible status. How much can Tax Solutions Now save you?
I owed the IRS over $10,000. I paid a fraction of what I owed.
Call now to reduce or even eliminate your back taxes.
I called Tax Solutions Now and got the IRS off my back. Thanks. You saved us a ton of money.
Money matters. How much can Tax Solutions Now save you? Call now and find out.
Call 800-683-7377. 800-683-7377. 800-683-7377.
The Turnpike Sports Book Report.
The Turnpike Sports Book Report is brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casinos now, your favorite sports book available anywhere in New Jersey, BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E, and you get a risk-free bet up to $300 and 20 bonus dollars at BorgataCasino.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Okay, in this week's book report, we have a bunch of different things to talk about. We have some state tax records to talk about.
Tax records, really? Wow.
State handle records.
All right.
We have a couple deals, and we have a discussion on the Bookie Butcher.
The Bookie Butcher.
Of Illinois.
The Bookie Butcher of Illinois. It's like a Sweeney Todd kind of name.
Basically,
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm waiting for the musical.
Well, do you want to talk Bookie Butcher, or do you want to save that for last?
No, save that for last. Tease it for last.
All right, we'll talk taxes first.
All right. Oh, that's a fun thing to talk about.
Rhode Island and Colorado both set state tax records.
Really? Hey, congratulations, Colorado and Rhode Island. Hey.
You love Colorado.
I love Colorado. It's great. Great that they're breaking records. And you know what? It's great that they're breaking tax records because you know what? That's why states allow sports betting to get to tax revenue.
Well, they should be very happy about that because that's how Colorado got their state sports betting law passed because it was supposed to be the water tax relief.
Oh, okay.
They were supposed to go to their water problem over there, water pollution, water desalinization, whatever that plan was. The Double D plan is what they called it before.
All right.
When they passed it. Colorado as a state released their sports betting numbers, both tax and handle. They had a handle of $210.7 million in October.
Now, that wasn't a record.
That's not the record.
That's not the record. Okay.
The total taxes collected was $824,000. That's the taxes, not the revenue not the hold and everything else from the books.
Mm-hmm.
They had $824,000 in tax collected. That was a 91.5% increase over the previous month of September.
Okay.
That's the record. That's the largest amount of tax money they've ever collected off sports betting in the state.
So the total tax collected is $824,700, and that's the record.
That's the record.
Okay. Congratulations, Colorado.
You have the revenue, you have the handle, the revenue, and then the tax revenue. The tax revenue is where the record came from.
All right.
And they actually even talked about which sports did what. Pro Football led October's handle with $67.9 million in wagers placed.
All right.
That's a record also for the most bets made in a month on one sport.
Oh, okay.
So a little record in there, too.
No, okay. Yeah, no, Colorado's had a good month.
Then followed after that was baseball, and then NCAA football.
Okay.
Guess who was number 4?
Number 4 in Colorado? What we have? Football. We had baseball.
What's the sport that doesn't seem to want to go away that was just introduced in the pandemic?
Okay. Are we talking ping pong?
Yes.
Really? They're still going strong with the table tennis. I shouldn't call it ping pong. I shouldn't call it ping pong because I guess the official term that they're using is table tennis. Boy, they're still sticking with it. Good for them. They must have a lot of table tennis.
I'm impressed it's hanging around. I can't believe that.
I think I bet on that once or twice in the spring. I said, forget it. No, I don't know enough about it to do anything with it. But good, hey, good for Colorado. Apparently, there's a lot of table tennis fans out there. Good.
Well, hey, it's something to bet on, too. A lot of people just need the action, and table tennis is quick.
Really?
Table tennis is kind of a quick game, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the only time I've watched it was when I did bet on it, and the place where I bet on it, and I can't even remember where I bet on it, what book I bet on it, was they had the match streaming on their website, which was pretty cool. You can bet on the website, and they're streaming it. But the camera angles were weird. And, I mean, it wasn't like NBC or CBS or ESPN covering table tennis. It was a camera in the corner of a room, and they were hitting the ball back and forth.
Can't be any worse than darts streamed through a...
Darts was just... First off, the way they streamed darts on the sports books was they had the picture of the dartboard and just the... they didn't have the pictures of the people throwing the darts. They just had the picture of the dartboard and the darts hitting the board.
Did they ever show the person throwing the dart?
No.
Or did they just throw the hand?
Not the one I saw. They could. Certain sports books could have that, but the sports book that I placed a bet on darts and that also streamed the dart event, they just had a picture of the dartboard and the darts hitting the board. They didn't have pictures of people throwing the darts.
Well, you know what's fun to watch? If you ever get a chance, go to BBC America and watch their dart championship show.
I saw that.
So much fun.
I saw that. It was nothing like that on the streaming.
Unfortunately, no, it's not.
It wasn't a highly produced, slickly produced kind of event. It was a picture of a dartboard with darts hitting the board.
Well, you know what? Maybe the streaming
and that
side
could have
of
been
will
just
grow.
that event, but that's what I saw for darts.
Well, now that we've explored the table tennis and dart tangent,
yeah.
Rhode Island reported a handle of $34.7 million in October, up 22.6% from last year of October of last year. Handle was also up 10%, maybe almost 11% compared to September of this year. Total revenue reached $4.4 million, up from $2.4 generated in September, and up 76% of October of last year. Mobile, this is where the record comes in, by the way.
Oh, the mobile, okay.
Yes.
Rhode Island is for the mobile part
Yes,
of it, okay.
Exactly. Mobile sports betting generated a record of $2.8 million and $2.2 million in revenue. I'm misreading my notes here. I'm so excited about Rhode Island sports betting. $2 million in revenue, up 133.6% from September.
Wow, boy.
That's a huge jump in revenue.
What's going on in Rhode Island? I guess it was all the, what is that, New England Patriot money kind of?
I guess
That's
so.
what they're betting on, New England Patriots?
Retail still was outpacing the mobile until they were closed.
Yeah.
I guess they're closed now. They closed
now,
at
do they
Thanksgiving.
still have that rule where you have to...
No, they dropped it.
They dropped it? Well, what I was talking about was they used to have a rule, and I'm sure maybe they just suspended it, that if you signed up online for an online sportsbook, you have to finish your registration at the physical retail sportsbook. So I guess they...
As far as I know, it was removed from the books.
Oh, okay.
They're not going back to it.
Okay. Well, they shouldn't. It's a weird rule.
Retail brought in $19.3 million in handle. Mobile brought in $15.4 million in handle. So it was almost evenly split, maybe 60-40 in terms of retail. Going over to the state handle records, we have Oregon. They had record months in terms of their handle in September and October. October sports betting handle was $29.4 million, with almost $2.8 million as the win for the sports books.
Wow, great.
So they had a good couple of months there. People are still not happy with the app. It's that scoreboard app run by Intralot.
All right.
They're still some complaints out there about it.
Well, they're working out the bugs. It's still a new endeavor, so give them some time.
And they had almost a 10% hold.
Great.
Natural hold.
Wow.
It's not required like Tennessee. They also had the number of bets placed in October was almost 904,000 bets.
Ooh, wow.
So people are starting to get used to the sports betting in Oregon. So we'll see what happens there, especially once they start opening it up to other entities to do sports betting.
Okay.
New Hampshire had a record handle of $47 million.
Well, all the records, huh?
Yeah.
Well, actually,
that's mobile and retail together.
2 New England states have set records, Rhode Island and New Hampshire.
I mean, they're not like the gobs of money coming in New Jersey, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Indiana, but they're getting up there.
Well, it just population size. It's great for the population size.
DraftKings, which is the only mobile sports book in the state, had 85% of that handle.
Let me tell you something. New Hampshire has it made up there because, there's no other state that has sports betting up there. Maine doesn't have it. Massachusetts doesn't have it. Vermont doesn't have it. I mean, if you want to throw some bets down on a sporting event, you have to go to New Hampshire.
Yeah. And revenue of $2 million compared to $2.2 million, which was July, August, and September combined. So they actually equaled 3 months' worth of revenue in 1 month.
All right.
Now let's get to the highlight of the book report, the Bookie Butcher of Illinois.
The Bookie Butcher of Illinois.
I have in my notes, and I'm going to put it up on the blog, too, a lot of the AP report, word for word, because it was easier to read it this way. It's kind of an interesting story. It's a local Northern Illinois butcher. He pleaded guilty to operating a sports betting business and failing to report his proceeds to the IRS. Okay. He was sentenced to 1 year in prison last week.
Wow. Boy, that's 1 year in prison, huh?
Yep.
I would think like probation or a fine or, boy, I guess the volume of business he was doing?
We're talking $3.7 million over 5 years.
That'll get you into prison.
Yep. He was, let's see, I want to get this correct here. Allegedly, he was running the sports betting business out of his butcher shop, whatever you call those things.
Okay.
And he was paying about $50,000 worth of taxes. He was making $50,000 in taxable income, paid about $7,000 a year in income tax.
Well, I'm sure he didn't put sports betting on his
according to the
whatever tax form.
According to the district attorney, in 1 year, one of these years, he reported he had less than $12,000 income, yet bought a $1.5 million home in Highland Park, Illinois.
You probably don't want to do that.
No, he probably got a little carried away with that stuff.
Yeah.
But it was such a betting operation from what I was reading in the reports that he was collecting the bets at his shop. He was going to customers' homes to get the money. He was also picking them up in drop areas in public that were designated.
Oh, okay. He had quite a business plan he had.
Yeah, he actually had one customer, according to all the reports I'm reading, that they were leaving checks with the doorman of his place, of his apartment where he lived, and the date and the checks were undated. So whenever he wanted to cash them, he just wrote the date in and cashed them himself because they were losing that much money to him.
Wow.
It was that organized.
I got to be honest with you. If you're going to do this illegal betting, why would you take checks? Why would you have something in writing of any kind? It's just you. I take back what I said. He had a business plan. No, he had no business plan if you're doing checks.
But he had business sense to do it. So, well, hey, one of the things that
he had business sense, he wouldn't be accepting checks.
One of the problem areas where for him that caused probably all this was one of his gambling customers gambled away his business.
Oh,
and his family was all upset about it, so maybe there was a report made that may have started the ball rolling on this.
Sure.
So, but
absolutely.
He got sentenced to 1 year. He must report to prison on May 29th because of COVID.
Okay, so it's a delayed
prison sentence.
Sentence because of COVID.
Yes, and he apologized to the court.
Well, good.
I mean, he got caught, so he apologized, but That's it for the Bookie Butcher of Illinois. Start your folklore and folk tales going right now with this guy.
Yeah, I know. It's
folk songs too.
Yeah, it's the Sweeney Todd,
there you go,
Butcher Barber. So, but hey, that'll do it for us this week. If you're going out to one of the newly reopened casinos and sportsbooks, please be safe. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.